For this video, we are going to be discussing volume and surface area of prisms. So volume is just the amount of space inside of a solid shape. And surface area is the sum of all the areas of the sides of a shape. So let's make a simple 3D figure here. If I draw a cube, all right, forgive me for a pretty bad drawing here, but let's say this is a cube, all right? Volume would be all of the area inside of the shape, and surface area is just the area on the outside of the shape. So volume is always inside, and surface area is always outside. That is going to be the key thing to remember. All right, so let's talk about prisms. Prisms are three-dimensional shapes whose faces are rectangles. And prisms are named by the shape of their bases. So every shape has a base or a few bases, and faces, which are the sides. So for example, if we look here, we have a rectangular prism. So it's a rectangular prism because its base is a rectangle, or its two bases are rectangles. And you'll notice it's a prism because its sides are also rectangles. It's made up of all rectangles. Over here I have a triangular prism, and its base is a triangle. There are two of them. And then it has three sides, the faces, that are made of rectangles. So prisms have rectangular sides, and they're named by the shape of their bases. All right, so let's talk volume, surface area. So here's some formulas we need to know. So in a rectangular prism, the volume is given by the length times the width times the height. All right? Basically, we find the area of the base and we multiply it by the height. Which you'll notice, that's the formula for a triangular prism. These two formulas are similar, okay? To find the area of this base, I just do length times width. So volume of a rectangular prism, length times width times height. No big deal. Surface area is 2 times length times width, because I have two sides, the bottom and the top, that have dimensions of L and W. And then plus 2 times length times height, because I have two sides, left and right here, that have dimensions of L and W. And 2 times width times height, because I have the front and back, which have dimensions of W and H. So I'm just finding the area of each one of these sides and adding them all up. Okay, now similarly, we have formulas for the triangular prism. So the volume for a triangular prism is capital B times H. And capital B stands for area, well, we'll just say it's base area. All right, so that's the area of this triangle on the bottom here, times the height of the prism. And the height of the prism is always the distance between the bases. All right, so I just find the area of this triangle, 1/2 base times height, find the area, and then multiply it by the height of the shape. The surface area is the height, and P stands for the perimeter. Specifically, it's the base perimeter. So I find the perimeter of the base, I multiply it by the height, plus 2 times the base area. All right, this will make a lot more sense when we do some examples. So let's do some examples right now. Example 1 says find the surface area and volume of this shape. So what kind of shape is this? Well, it's a prism, and it has a base that's a rectangle, so it's a rectangular prism. All right, so my surface area formula is 2 times length times width, plus 2 times length times height, plus 2 times width times height. So let's say 5 is our W, 4 is our length, and 10 is our height. Okay, so let's go ahead and find the surface area. We're now just going to take these values, leave this over here, take those values and plug them into our formula. So 2 times length times width, 2 times 5 times 4, 2 times length times height, 2 times 5 times 10. Oh, I mixed these two up. It doesn't actually matter which is which. All right, so I've just plugged my values in, and now I just simplify this expression. 2 times 5 times 4 is 40, 2 times 5 times 10 is 100, and 2 times 4 times 10 is 80. Add all those up, and I get 220. And then my units are always squared for surface area because it's an area problem. So it's 220 centimeters squared. So that is the area of each side of this shape added up. Now we need to find the volume. We know volume is just length times width times height. So I just take 5 times 4 times 10. All right, and 5 times 4 times 10 is 200. And our units for volume are always cubed, so it's 200 centimeters cubed. So that's all I needed to do is take my numbers and plug them into the formulas. All right, so now let's take a look at example 2. Whoops. Well, there's no use in covering this stuff up now. I should have covered it up before. So we need to find the surface area and volume of this shape. Well, it's a prism. I could tell that because of the rectangular sides. And it's a triangular base, so it's a triangular prism. So my volume is the area of the base times the height. Okay? Well, the height of the shape is 11. Okay, 11 centimeters. It's the distance between the bases. And now I need to find the area of the base. Well, hopefully you remember the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. This is a right triangle. So I know my base of my triangle is 4 and my height of my triangle is 3. So to find the area of this triangle, this capital B, that's this part. Okay, that's capital B. 1/2 times the base times the height of the triangle. All right, so 1/2 times 4 times 3, that's 6. I'm going to multiply that by the height of the shape, which is 11. And 6 times 11 is 66 centimeters cubed. All right, volume is always cubed. Now for surface area, it's the height times the perimeter plus twice the base area. Well, the height is 11. We've got that. The perimeter is the perimeter of one of the bases. So I just add up each side of this triangle. 5 plus 4 plus 3, or 3 plus 5 plus 4. And the base area is the same as in number 1. 1/2 times base, or 1/2 times 4 times 3. But I'm just going to multiply that by 2 now. So 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 12. So I do 11 plus 12. 0.5 times 4 times 3 is 6. So I'm going to do 2 times 6. 11 times 12 is 108. 2 times 6 is 12. Add them up, and I get 120 centimeters squared. So the area of the outside of this shape is 120 centimeters squared. And the volume is 66 centimeters cubed. And there we go. We've done the volume and surface area. So now you've seen how to do volume and surface area of the different types of prisms. And so your try it problem tonight is to find the volume and surface area of this shape here. All right, I'll give you a hint that it is a rectangular prism. So I need to find the volume and surface area of this shape.